Hey everyone, welcome. I don't know how many of you guys know that when I started doing bike reviews, what I was riding at the time was a Trek Fuel EX. Well, that's exactly what I have here behind me, but this bike happens to be about 10 years younger. This is a Trek Fuel EX version 6 that was launched in 2023. And if you are in the market for a trail bike, I would argue that this is one of the best you can get, definitely with the specs provided. And did I mention that this bike right now is discounted 50% in Canada? Let's take a closer look. Okay, I think I lied a little bit. I said 50%, but this was discounted 48.3%, not 50%. And this is one of the bikes that I think Trek calls archived. This bike was archived because it is that 2023 model. Mind you, they haven't changed anything since. And they're discounted them heavily, especially with the crazy configuration that they come in. This is a 9.8, so it's full carbon frame. And as you will see, pretty much everything on it is made out of carbon. Indeed, both the front triangle and the rear triangle are made out of carbon. You have the Bontrager Line Elite 30 wheels, 29mm ID for these. And if you go here on the cockpit, you're gonna see this one-piece bar and stem. This is, I think it's 45mm stem. This is the RSL from Bontrager as well. In the back, you don't have any carbon, but you have a 34.9 seat post, and this one goes quite a bit all the way down here. If you go up, this is an Arvada, Bontrager Arvada. These are good saddles. And this one comes with a 170mm drop for this large size frame. If you look on their site, you're gonna see that this bike comes in a few configurations, and you're gonna have EX 9.8 and then is GX Access, which would be a GX drivetrain with SRAM brakes. Then you can have the new ones come with T-Type. That's gonna be the direct mount derailleur that I reviewed in many videos on my channel. And this particular bike, this was called 9.8 XT, meaning that it does come with an XT drivetrain and also Shimano brakes. And yes, my buddy Matt bought the bike at my recommendation because I truly believe that the XT plus the 4-piston brakes from Shimano are a better combination than GX with whatever brakes SRAM puts together for it. So we're talking Deore XT 8120 brakes. Obviously the levers are coming between the 2 and 4 piston. You have an XT shifter that is integrated, so I-Spec EV. On this other side, you're gonna have, that's a Bontrager remote for the dropper post. Also Bontrager are the grips, lock-on grips on both sides. Go down and that's where you're gonna see the XT cranks. This is a boost bike. Comes with a 30mm chainring and is the original XT. You can fit a 34 round or a 32 oval in here, and you see that nice plate just protecting the frame from chain suck. Talking about chain protection or frame protection, look at this. Chain stay protected really, truly nicely. And underneath here is where the cable goes, because this is cable actuator. Remember, this is the XT, so XT 12 speed, and you can see the long cage derailleur that it comes with. On the other side, you're gonna see quickly the brakes, the 4-piston caliper 8120s. And here's the 180 XT rotor and 203 XT rotor up front. Again, these are the better rotors you can get from Shimano, but these days, these are made in China. They're not made in Japan anymore. Kudos to Trek for giving us a threaded bottom bracket, and that's a standard Shimano MT501, probably an XT. The cranks are 170mm, which is great. This bike comes with 140mm in the back, and the front comes standard with 150 if you get a 29er. If you want to build this as a mullet, you can install a 160 millimeter fork up front. This is a large built as a 29er, so you do get the Fox 36 performance. You have the extra volume spring up here, and performance means that you get the grip damper. Don't be fooled, this is a very, very good damper from Fox, so I wouldn't change it even though you can upgrade this. And because this is a performance fork, you cannot really let the air out of the lowers, but I'm sure that's a simple mod that everybody should consider. If you look at the through axle, this comes with a floating front axle, so make sure you know how to tighten this up if you haven't played with them before. As usual, here at the bottom, this is gonna be your rebound adjuster on the same side with your damper. The Float X shock is also performance. You have two positions here, and this is a standard 185 by 55, I think, in case you want to replace it with something else. Yes, you can move this chip around. More about that in a second. Trek built this to be a burly trail bike with a lot of adjustments, and it's not only about setting it up as a 29er, 27.5, or a mullet, like I mentioned with that 164 and the high Mino link, but you have the ability to, one, configure how the shock is gonna feel, more progressive or more linear. What's called the Mino link, which is this adjustment here on the rear triangle, takes care of the high or low position of the bottom bracket. But wait, there is one more way to adjust the geometry of this bike, and that is the headset that has the ability to install a plus or minus 1 degree angle, and that's how you can adjust the tube from 76 all the way down to 73.5 degrees. They also have variable chainstay length from 435 to 450. This is long and slack by all means in today's market, and I like this little cover here just to keep the mud out of your lower pivot. The one thing that was added to the bike was the frame wrap, and you can see it here wrapped all around. Pretty nice job, by the way. Otherwise, the frame has the entire down tube protected with this plastic cover. I assume you can remove the top if you really want to. I don't see why you would do that. And that extends all the way down here underneath the bottom bracket. And yes, version 6 of the EX has this distinctive bracket here for mounting the shock, something that did not exist before. You do have storage in this bike, and you see it right here underneath the bottle cage. Very easy to open it. And yes, you do have the Bontrager little storage baggie. And this is where you would wrap your tools. It doesn't look like this came with anything by default. And inside here, you can see the tube and tube for the cable routing. Thank you, Trek, for not routing this stuff through the headset like many other manufacturers choose to do. And you can see it better here with the bike upside down. I didn't spend much time on the wheels. Definitely appreciate the fact that these are carbon wheels. Now, these are not the lightest. They are 29 millimeter ID, like I mentioned. You do get the Bontrager hubs, front and rear. Rear wheel comes with 108 points of engagement. Overall, I think these are good wheels. I would definitely keep them if I got them as a package like this one came with. As for the tires, the SE5 Team Issue, these are fairly heavy, and the bike would definitely benefit from a slightly better rolling resistance real tire. But otherwise, they are decent and they can stay on the bike, especially if you are on an aggressive rider. Wheels are tubeless ready, but the bike comes with tubes installed. So if you want to save a tiny bit of weight, that would be a sure way to do it. And talking about weight, this is supposed to be 34.5 or 48 grams. Remember, you have tubes, You have a bottle case, it's probably quite heavy, and you have the one-up pedals installed, and this comes up to 15.1 kilograms, which in pounds is 33.3. That's very close, or not exactly what Trek is talking about. And one last thing, how does the bike ride? Well, it's still winter here. You saw me wearing a jacket, and this bike is like a week old. I might have the chance to ride it at some point, but this bike was launched when Levy was still at Pinkbike. So there's quite a few riding reviews of the Fuel EX6. I'm sure you guys interested in a model like this, you've probably already seen them all. For us in Canada, this is a crazy deal. Bike was $5,100 plus tax, reduced from almost $9,000. So if you're in the market for something like this in 2025, you might be lucky and find one of these. The 2025 models only have different colors, otherwise pretty much everything is the same. So what do you guys think? Would you buy this bike with the XD and Fox installed? Would you go for factory and the fancy wireless drivetrains? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you have questions. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, hope to see you guys on the trails. It's coming soon. Cheers guys, cheers.